Hello everybody, welcome to another After Effects CS6 tutorial. I'm your host, Buddy Blackford, and I'm going to go over a little bit more about color management and try to explain it a little bit more in this tutorial. So the way I'm going to explain it this time is by talking about the images or videos that you want to import and show you how the color management system works with those. So right now I have gone to, well, let's set it up from the beginning for you guys. Let's go into File and then we'll go to Project Settings. And if we come down to the color settings, I have this set right now for 32 bits per channel, and I changed my working space to HDTV, REC 709, and I hit OK. Now when you come over and check out the images and things, you get this section here that says Profile, and this one says Profile sRGB, and then this whole bunch of letters and numbers. And what this profile means is when someone takes a picture and gives it to you, it usually has an embedded profile within it, depending on what your camera settings are or what you had on, what the default is on your camera. So this picture I picked off the internet, and I just saved it to my computer. Now, if you remember or watched the last tutorial, when you save an image from the computer or you're using images for web, you want to use this actual profile or this workspace as RGB. That's default for web-based projects. Now, if I come down to something that I took off from my phone, like I think this one. Let me see if I can find one. Here we go. Where was it? There it is. It has a profile of C2. Now, I'm not too sure what C2 means, but that is the profile, and some of these have different profiles. This graffiti one that we took, let me bring it up for you so you can see, so you don't have to like look at these small pictures. But there's this graffiti looking picture that I actually took from a actual camera. It was from a Canon camera, and this was on a wall at a bar that we went to, and I just took a picture of it because it was bright and cool. And then I saved it later after saving it from the camera raw into a JPEG out of probably Photoshop I probably used, and it gave it the Adobe RGB 1998 profile. Now I want to show you how you can actually change profiles if you would like to fit different like profile types of your actual project. So we've got our project here that's HDTV, and I would set HDTV if I want to work in HD for like putting this picture onto a TV. So I'm going to zoom in on this. You can come down to your image in your project panel, and my image right here is the cornfield.jpg, and we come down to this button down here, interpret footage. You click on it and it brings you to this interpret footage menu here. If we come over to the color management tab, we can check our change our profile that's going on. Now we've got the profile that's already embedded in it, which is sRGB, and we can click preserve RGB, which will allow you not to assign a profile to it, or we can assign one of those profiles that we had found before, and these profiles get based off of what your project is. So if I change the color space, that's what these profiles do. They change like the different color space that's within the image. For example, Pro Photo RGB here has one of the most color spaces out of anything, and it has colors that like any monitor can't even use yet. So if I click on that, it's going to change how the color space is. Now, if someone hands you a some video footage or an image and lets you know what they used for their profile, then this is how you can come in and change that. So, I mean, this is the HDTV one for our profile, so we want to come down to HDTV here and use that. And this is the probable color space that we're going to use that looks nicest on HDTV. Now, if you're using like, let's change everything up here. I'll hit OK, and we'll change up this to the project settings to the sRGB here. This is for web, and hit OK. And now I can come back into the interpret footage, and should be able to change it back to the sRGB colors right here. And that's how you like match up your images to your workspace if you're deciding to use that. So you want to check out this profile up here to see what's going on and what it has been assigned already, and pretty much assign your images and video to what it's going to be. Most of the time your images will be correct, and sometimes your video will be correct, but a lot of the time the video isn't going to be correct. So we've got some HDTV video on here already, and this is the different color space here, and then we've got some NTSC video. So it looks like most of these videos have been are correct. I downloaded this lion one here. I downloaded that off the web from like a website, so that's came in the web image or web profile there. So I mean, that's why it's the sRGB, and hopefully you guys, hopefully this is making sense to you guys. This is probably one of the harder things I've tried to teach, is the color management, but because we haven't like gone over anything before this, that kind of makes a whole lot of sense with the color management. And sometimes you don't even need to mess with the color management to even like have a nice looking video or anything like that. I think I've only messed with the color management a handful of times, and that's when people hand me really nice footage like DPXs or red camera footage and things like that. So just keep that in mind. This is called interpret footage, and all we went over this time was the footage for the color management section. Now let me just open up the something like, here's a DPX, and this says trillions of colors. I can bring that in, and I mean, we've got if we uncheck the preserve RGB, we've got a bunch of different types of film, I don't know, different types of profiles that are using that are different from the one in the cornfield. So let me just bring that up real quick so you can see that. So I'll bring this down into our composition, and that's fine where it is right now. We can use that to see what's the color differences will be. I don't need to scale it down or anything like that. Let's interpret the footage and uncheck preserve RGB so we can check this. We've got our assign profile here, and if I click on show all available, then we get all these other ones that are going on instead of the ones that it was just showing us. So you want to figure out what they have their camera setting on and set it to that. So what if I changed it to SD? That didn't change too much. If I change it to one of these down here, it definitely will change though. So there's a different type of color there on that. That's all these have different like looks to them. There's a tungsten. So just make sure the person, you know what the person that was using that shot the video make sure you know what they were using if you need to. If they don't say anything, then don't usually have to worry about it. So just letting you know that. We've got the Cineon settings here, which is just the range going on here. If you mess with, you shouldn't need to mess with these too much, and we'll go over these at a later time because this is like way advanced and everything like that. So we'll go over those when we get into the more advanced tutorials. This right now, this color management and everything is definitely it's like an advanced tutorial, but I'm not describing every single thing of it, so I'm kind of keeping it at like an intermediate pace for the tutorial. So you get the basic idea of what's going on with color management without going into too much detail and confusing you until we start learning more stuff. So thanks for watching this tutorial, and hopefully it made sense and you understand it. I'd like to thank you guys for watching all the tutorials up to this point so far. Even if you only just watched a few, that's cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day.